Greetings. Welcome to the course of Electromagnetics, Unit 2, Lecture 23. In last lecture, we obtained the boundary conditions between two dielectric mediums. So what is the use of boundary conditions? Once we know the electric field in one side of dielectric medium, we can obtain the electric field or the flux density in other dielectric medium. Now the boundary condition between two dielectric mediums. Okay, so boundary conditions between one dielectric medium to other dielectric medium. Okay, so the boundary conditions not only useful to find the electric field in one field to the other field or one medium to the other medium. By using the boundary conditions, we can also obtain the refraction at the boundary. Refraction at the boundary, because both the medium properties are different, so there will be a refraction at the boundary. So this is a boundary line. So this is a medium 1 or the dielectric one whose permittivity is 1. Here we have one more dielectric medium whose permittivity is epsilon 2 at the boundary line. So we will be having the tangential component. So let E1t tangential component of electric field, and there will be normal component also. Yes, we will be having E1n is a normal component of electric field and resultant electric field E1 in the first medium. So whatever the tangential and normal components of electric field, we will be having the flux densities also. Let we have a tangential component of electric flux density and the normal component of electric flux density. This is tangential and this is normal component of electric flux density. Here we will be having D1. Okay. Okay, here it is a normal to the plane. Okay, this is a normal to the plane. And on the other side, in the second medium also, we will be having tangential and normal components. Let we have the normal component in medium 2, E tan 2. So the tangential component is a normal component. What will be the tangential component? The tangential component is E T2 and the resultant electric field is E2. In the same way, we will be having the normal component in flux density, electric flux density. Now it is in this direction. So in the same direction, we will be having one normal component. This is in this direction, D2n, and it will be having the tangential component too, right? So the tangential component of electric flux density is given by D2 tan. This is a tangential component D2 tangential, and this is a resultant D2. And we know that every electric field in both the mediums can be resolved into tangential and normal components. In the sense, the E1, the electric field in the first medium, can be resolved into the tangential component plus the normal component. Okay, this is a normal line. This is normal to the boundary line. In the same way, E2 also can be resolved into tangential plus normal components. In the first medium, we have a electric flux density, which is also can be resolved into the tangential and normal component, and the flux density in the second medium is also can be resolved into the tangential and normal components. Let this E1 makes some angle with respect to the normal line. Let it is a theta. Thus E1 which makes some angle with the normal line. In the same sense, let here is the normal line, right? So E2 also, let this is a theta 1, and E2 also, so make some angle theta 2 with the normal line. Okay, observe the theta 1 and theta 2. Theta 1 is angle between E1 to the normal to the boundary line, and theta 2 is the angle between E2 to the normal to the boundary line. Okay, so we are trying to obtain the law of refraction. Okay, means tan theta 1 to the tan theta 2. Okay, so now if this is a tangential component and this is also to be tangential only, right? This is also E1 t only. So let us write the sin theta 1. So sin theta 1 is given by, so for sin theta what is opposite side E1t by the hypotenuse E1. From this one E1t can be written as E1 into sin theta 1. In the same way, and we know from the boundary conditions E tan 1 equal to E tan 2. Right? The tangential component in both the mediums are same. So it will be here E2 and sin theta 2. Okay? So from this E1t equal to E2t, or if you write the sin theta also, sin theta is equal to opposite side. The opposite side is a tangential, but the hypotenuse is E2. From this you will be getting the E2t. So since these two are same, I can also write E1 sin theta 1 is equal to E2 sin theta 2. Okay. In the same way, let us obtain the cos theta. So what is the cos theta is? Cos theta 1 is given by, so the normal component, if this is E1n means normal component and this is also E1n. So cos theta 1 is given by adjacent side by hypotenuse. Adjacent side is E1n by hypotenuse is E1 only. Okay. From this one E1n normal component is equal to E1 cos theta 1. Okay. In the same way, in the second case also here, cos theta 2. Cos theta 2 is adjacent side by hypotenuse. So this is cos theta 2 is given by adjacent side is E2n by E2. From this E2n is given by E2 cos theta 2. Okay. So from the conditions of the E1n to the E12 means boundary conditions. It is the boundary conditions from E1n by E2n. Okay, the ratio of these two is given by epsilon 1 by epsilon 2. Epsilon 2 by epsilon 1. From this one, if you do the cross multiplication, I can write epsilon 1 E1n equal to epsilon 2 E2n. Okay. So what is this epsilon 1 into E1n? Is it not D1n? D1n r before that is equal to D2n. Okay. Since D1n which is same as D2n is a boundary condition between two dielectric mediums, D1n is same as D2n and D1n is epsilon 1 E1n which is epsilon 2 E2n. And what is E1n is and E2n is? Epsilon 1 E1n is means normal component first plane is given by E1 cos theta 1. This is epsilon 2 into E2 cos theta 2, because epsilon 2 into E2n is E2 cos theta 2. Okay. Let this is of equation 1. Okay. Whatever the equation we have obtained in terms of a cos, it is little bit equation 1. Let this is equation 2. Okay. Now divide equation 1 by 2. Divide the equation 1 by equation 2. So we dividing means divide the LHS to the LHS and RHS to the RHS. So LHS of equation 1 is E1 sin theta 1 divided by LHS of equation 1 is epsilon 1 E1 cos theta 1, which is equal to RHS of equation 1 is E2 sin theta 2 by RHS of equation 2 is epsilon 2 E2 cos theta. Okay. Then E1 cancelled, E2 cancelled, and then sin theta by cos theta is tan theta 1. By in denominator what we have? We have permittivity of a medium 1, epsilon 1. In the same way, sin theta 2 by cos theta 2 is a tan theta 2. In the denominator we have epsilon 2. Then just interchange these two. So tan theta 1 to the tan theta 2 is given by taking this side epsilon 1 by epsilon 2. So the ratio of tan theta 1 to tan theta 2, which is called as a law of refraction. So till now what we have obtained is the derivation for law of refraction. We obtained the law of refraction by using boundary conditions. Okay. So let the theta 1 and theta 2 are the angles made by E1 with the normal to the boundary, E2 by normal to the boundary. Okay. So sometimes there will be alpha also. The alpha is an angle made by the E1 with the boundary. Okay. Sometimes it will be given as alpha here. Okay. That will be solved in the numericals. So the law of refraction of dielectric medium to the dielectric medium using the boundary conditions is given by tan theta 1 to the tan theta 2 given by epsilon 1 by epsilon 2. Okay. So in the next class we will derive the boundary conditions between dielectric medium to the conductor or conductor to dielectric medium and conductor to free space. Okay. That we will see in the next class. Thank you. Let us summarize the boundary conditions between one dielectric medium to the other dielectric medium. Means what the electric field components and flux density components in both the mediums are connected. So E1T, the tangential component in the medium 1 in the case of electric field, which is same as the tangential component in the medium 2. And to obtain the flux density, the tangential component of the flux density, which is given by epsilon 1 into the tangential component of electric field. In the second medium, D2T is given by permittivity in the second medium and its tangential components. And as the E1T and E2T are same, so E1T, which is same as E2T, means tangential component in the second medium. From this one, we can obtain the tangential component in the first medium as d1t by epsilon 1, and from this tangential component in the second medium as in terms of the flux density, it is given by epsilon 2. So this is d1t, electric flux density tangential component in medium 1, epsilon 1 is given by electric flux density in the second medium with its permittivity. So the tangential component of flux densities in both mediums are written as epsilon 1 by epsilon 2. So what is the difference between these two? This tangential component of electric field and the tangential component of flux density. So there won't be any change in the tangential component of electric field when it moves from one medium to the other medium. See, both are same. The tangential component in first medium, which is same as the tangential component in the second medium. So there won't be, electric field will not be unchanged while it is moving from one medium to the other medium when it moves tangentially. But in the case of electric flux density, the flux density when it moves from first medium to the other medium, it purely depends upon the permittivity of their medium, that is epsilon 1 to the epsilon 2. Similarly, let us check with the normal components. So the normal component in the first medium in terms of a flux density, which is given by, which is same as the flux density in the second medium. And what is the relationship between the flux densities and electric field? Epsilon E. So if this is of D1N, this is epsilon 1, means the first medium with the normal component of electric field. And if this is D2N, this is epsilon 2 and E2N. Okay. And both the normal components are same. D1N, which is same as D2N, and this is epsilon 1 E1N. The E1N is a normal component of electric field in the first medium, and this is E2 epsilon 2 into the normal components, the ratio from first medium to the other medium is given by epsilon 2 by epsilon 5. Okay. So let us check all these formulas once. So only the tangential components will not undergo any changes. The tangential component of electric field will not go any changes while it is moving from one medium to the other medium. In the same way, electric flux density also will not be changed when it moves from one medium to the other medium. So only normal component of electric field and the tangential component of flux density, which depends upon the permittivity of the mediums, means there will be a change in the normal component of electric field and the tangential component of electric flux density when it moves from the one medium to the other medium. Now we will discuss about the law of refraction and we will derive the equation for law of